Let us explore how to find distance between 2 points. So we'll take a couple of examples which will help us to understand the concept. So let's draw a coordinate plane here, right? I'll take 3 different examples and we'll work out a way to find the distance between 2 points. Now the first example is that if we have 2 points which are kind of lying on a horizontal line like this. Now in that case the distance between the 2 points should be what? So if I have, let us say this point is at 1, 3 and the other point is at, let us say 5, 3. So y values are same, x values are different. What is the distance between these 2 points? Well, the distance is difference in their horizontal values, 5 minus 1, which is 4. So we know the distance is 4 units, correct? Okay. Now if we have a set of points which are kind of vertical, they are vertically placed, let's say like this. Now let us assume that both are at x equals to minus 3 and the y values, let us say, are 4 and this is, let us say, minus 3. Now what is the distance between these 2 points? Well, the vertical distance difference between 4 and minus 3 is the distance, right, which is 4 minus of minus 3, so we get answer as 7. So that is simple. So if the line is horizontal or vertical, it's kind of simple to find the distance between them, right? Now let's take an example where the line is not horizontal or vertical. Then what? So in that case, let's consider a point here and another point, let us say somewhere there. So what is the distance between these 2 points? Now that's a real problem. How to find this distance? To find this distance, let me draw perpendicular, horizontal and vertical. So horizontal from the first point. So that way what happens is we make a triangle. Do you see that? We'll explore this triangle to find the formula for distance. Now let us say this is our first point and the coordinates of these points are, let me write them as x1, y1, right? That means this value is x1, that value is y1, right? That's what it means. And the coordinates of this point are x2, y2. That means this value is y2, we know this value is y1, and here we have x1 and here we have x2. So we are given now the coordinates of 2 points. Let me call these points as P and Q. The question is, find distance between P and Q. How will you find it? Well, as you can see, if I say that this point where we drop perpendicular from Q towards x-axis and a horizontal line from P, they intersect at right angles, forming PQR as a right triangle. Now in this we can apply Pythagorean theorem, correct, and find PQ. So that is to say that PQ square should be equals to PR square plus RQ square, right? So that is the Pythagorean theorem since we have a right triangle here. Now PQ is the distance which we want, right? So what is PR? P to R is difference in x values. So basically PR will be x2 minus x1 whole square. And what is RQ? RQ is difference in y values. So we get this as y2 minus y1 whole square. So that is PQ square, right? So what is PQ equals to? PQ should be square root of this. So we can square root it. And what we get here is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square within square root. So that is how we can now find the distance between any 2 points, right? So that is a general formula which can be applied to find distance between any 2 points, right? So as an exercise, what you can do is you can find distance between set of points where P is, let us say, 2, 3, and Q is 5, 9, right? So you could find this distance, and then you can find distance between points like where P is minus 3, 4, and Q is, let us say, 4 minus 7, right? So as a practice, you can apply this formula and find distance between points which are not horizontally placed or vertically placed, right? So if the points are horizontal, in that case the difference between the x values will give you, right? If we apply this formula, y2 minus y1 is going to be 0. Do you see that? So we are left with x2 minus x1 whole square root, which is indeed x2 minus x1. So that is a special case. Similarly, vertical line is a special case where x2 minus x1 is 0. So you are left with y2 minus y1. In general, it is difference of x coordinate values, square of that, plus find difference of y coordinate values, square of that, add them up and find square root, right? So it is sum of squares of difference of x and y coordinate values, and square root of that gives you the distance. I hope that is absolutely clear and easy to remember. Thank you and all the best.